Good morning and greetings from Dr. Vinod Jain. I am Professor of Surgery in King George Medical University, UP Lucknow, and also President of UP Chapter of Associations of Surgeons of India. At the outset, I am thankful to my YouTube viewers and listeners that they are not only watching my channel, but they are also liking it, subscribing it and sharing it. I request all of you to please continue this endeavor. This will help to disseminate my voice to everyone. Today we are going to talk about a very important topic, that is professionalism, every day, everyone. What do I mean with that? See, what is happening nowadays? The term professionalism is taken negatively by the population. Many times you must have heard that they are saying, oh, this person has become very professional, as if the person does not do work without taking money. I have myself seen or heard that my colleagues or some peers who are non-medical, they are saying that nowadays the doctors have become very professional. And the hidden matter was that they do not work without consideration of money. It is not true. Professionalism is absolutely a different thing, and it is basically taken as a myth in the society. To remove that myth, I have just come in front of you. Any person or every person can be a professional, means doctor, nurse, paramedic, lawyer, architect, your chartered accountant, or even your plumber, your electrician. Whosoever is working for the society has to be professional, every day. So that is what I mean, that everyone who is serving the society should be professional and should be professional always. Now, from where this professional term has come in? Professionalism basically is derived from the Latin word which means the public declaration with the force of a promise. And that is a promise to society that this fellow is doing for their welfare. If you talk about the Webster dictionary, it says that you are being recognized through your work. That means what I am today, I should be recognized through my deeds. How do I work? What type of work we are doing? I am a doctor, I am a nurse, I am a lawyer, I am an architect, I am a chartered accountant, I am an electrician, I am a cobbler. Anyone can be professional. So now you tell me, being professional is good or bad? Definitely, if you are a professional, you are a good person, because that is a prerequisite for success. If you are not professional, if you are not knowing your subject very well and not delivering the services professionally, you are not going to progress. It incorporates many values. Just think about for a while, say for 5 to 10 seconds, what are those values which make you good professional? First value is knowledge. For being a good professional, you should have proper and accurate knowledge of that subject. Suppose I am a surgeon, I should have comprehensive and complete knowledge of the surgery, and that knowledge should always be updated. It is not that whatever I have gone through 40 years back, that knowledge remains with me today also. It keeps on changing. It can be true in any field. In the field of architect also, the type of house built before, they were different. The technology was different. Even you are manufacturing some equipment, the technology has become different, and you are not adopting that technology. Then will you be professional? No. I have seen many masters, they are keep on reading day and night, all the time, they are updating their knowledge. I still remember my teachers. When I was studying in my MBBS in this King George's Medical University, or Medical College, it was there. Then I have seen my teachers, they are going through books regularly. And I was wondering, why they are reading? They are teachers. But now I understand that yes, they wanted to keep them updated so that they can be true professional. After knowledge, I have got plenty of knowledge, but I do not have the skill. Suppose I have got a proper knowledge, how do I perform a gallbladder surgery? I have gone through, but I have not performed it. I have not practiced it. I have not developed skill. Then will I be professional if I am operating a patient for the gallbladder operation? No. It is true for every profession. You must have read lot about doing anything. Say for example, a small example I am saying, lot about repairing a mobile. But you did not develop skill by practicing it. Will you be a professional? No. Suppose you want to be a good speaker. You have gone through many books, how to deliver public speech regularly. You have got lot of knowledge, but you have not practiced. What will happen? Will you be able to give your speech effectively? No. That means after knowledge, you need to develop skill of that particular profession, and for developing that skill, you need to practice that skill and keep on attending continuing medical education or the workshop where this practice is going on. I will tell you a story. What happened? There was a poor person living in a forest, and in that forest one time a king went and had to spend a night in his house. King became happy with that poor fellow and asked him, why you are so poor? The man said, ki bhai, I am not able to do any work, that is why I am not able to earn money. King gave him a sharp axe and area of forest, told that okay, you cut the wood, go and sell in the market, earn money and feed your family. He started doing this. He was very happy. He used to cut the trees, used to go to the market, sell, get the money and come back. He was very happy. But in due course of time, he found that he was not able to cut the trees. He thought that the trees, they have become harder. Since he was not able to cut the trees, he was not able to sell, was not able to get money, and he again became poor. After some months, king again came to that forest, saw that the man is again very poor. He saw, why you are so poor? I have given you the forest, I have given you the axe. But your majesty, you see, nowadays the trees, they have become harder. I am not able to cut them through the axe which you have given. But is it? Well, yes, majesty. Okay, show me the axe. He came, he saw that the axe was absolutely blunt. The edge was absolutely blunt. So then the king asked that poor man, okay, you tell me, when did you sharpen your saw, your axe? Now that poor man has got no answer because he has never thought of it. He has not sharpened that axe, and because the axe has become blunt, the saw has become blunt, and with that saw he was not able to cut the tree. And that is exactly the same thing. If we are not practicing our skill daily, then the skills, they will become blunt and we will not be able to deliver it to the society, will not be professional. After knowledge and skill comes the attitude. You may be very knowledgeous, you may be very skillful, but your attitude, your behavior, your body language may not be good. You will not be a good professional. You must have seen so many persons who are so knowledgeous, are so skillful, but they are not behaving properly. You don't like them. Society doesn't like them. So your attitude also matters. And this attitude involves many soft skill virtues. For every professional in any area of life, These soft skills are important. Yes, I don't deny that you should have proper knowledge and skill, but these soft skills, they are very important, and the first and the foremost is confidence. Confidence should reflect in your behavior through your body language. You have to be confident. I am not saying you should be arrogant. No, there is a lot of difference between confident and arrogant. So whatever decision you have taken, you should know that this decision is correct and you have taken it after due deliberation, and you should feel confident about your decision, and that confidence should reflect in your body language. Then you should be reliable. What do you mean by reliability? Reliability means that suppose I have been given a task, I have done it today well, next time the expectation are again that I will be able to perform that task. The task is given again to me. This time I have not performed. I forgot to perform. Will I be reliable? No. I have told you that in a month I will come twice to deliver my views to you, but I forget to come. I do not deliver even once a month, or for one time in 2 months. Will I be reliable? No. So that means for the reliability, you should have proper commitment, and you should be known through your presence, your availability. You have to meet out the expectations of the others. Whatever expectations others you have developed for the others, you have to work consistently upon that, and never assume anything for the granted. Again, the reliability is that also. What do I mean? Suppose I have written some prescription to some patient. Then I presume that that fellow might be knowing side effect of that particular drug. Say I have written some analgesic. So it is my duty that I should tell all those side effects to my patient, and I should inquire later on, and whether the drug is working very well, or that the drug is having any side effect or not. And then if the patient comes to us, I should be available to that patient. That is the reliability, and that is the good professional. Suppose I have purchased a new TV. The TV has come into my house through online. Say I have purchased through online. Then it is followed by one engineer comes in to install that TV. The engineer sees that a similar TV is already present in my house. He comes, just hangs it and goes there. He is not going to explain each and every steps. Now what should I do? I am not able to run that TV. I will call that engineer again. The engineer will say, okay, now you have to lodge complaint again, and when the complaint will come to me, I will come. Is engineer professional? No, not at all. So that means whether you are a doctor, whether you are a health professional, whether you are an engineer, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are an architect, you have to discuss all these things which could happen with the project or the drug with your client or your patient. And always remember one thing, you have to maintain time. Suppose you have called a meeting at 5 o'clock in the evening, then you should be there 5 minutes before the meeting. Or suppose you are being called, it is your duty also that you should reach beforehand. And suppose the meeting has been called at 5 o'clock and you are reaching at 5:30, you are reliable? No, you are not reliable. You are absolutely unprofessional. So that punctuality is very important for a good professional. Honesty and integrity, they are the integral part. If the person is not honest, here I mean whatever you are saying, you should be honest to yourself and to the person to whom you are saying with. The integrity, whatever you are inside, you behave it outside also. If suppose I am saying you have to speak truth, then I should feel that I am speaking truth. The professionals, they should be trustworthy, they should be trusted implicitly. They should not compromise with their values under any pressure. Many times it happens that I am doing my work, but some undue pressure comes in. I am giving you one example that may or may not sound you very logical, but that is true. Suppose I am going to operate a person with a gunshot injury, and somebody comes from the opposite party. He is very influensive and tells me, "Oh doctor, you are not going to operate this patient. If you will operate, I will take action against you." Should I succumb to this pressure? Should I allow that patient to die? Will I be professional if I do not operate the life? I will do not do the life-saving surgery in a patient who is dying because of that gunshot wound, because somebody is going to influence me. I will not be professional. So many times in your life, undue pressures, they will come. They would like you to compromise your professional values, your soft skills. They would like some sort of favoritism. You should not succumb to it. And whenever this type of situation comes in, again I am telling you, you should not be arrogant. You should not be a non-professional. No, I will not listen to you. You should be humble, polite. Whenever you are talking to any person, howsoever poor or influential that person is, howsoever you are irritated, you have to be humble all the time. You should always be accountable. Whatever work or the project you are doing, suppose there is some mistake, you should have courage to accept that mistake. You should not play blame game. Suppose I am doing a surgery. Unfortunately, because of some reason or the other, something wrong has happened. Then I should be able to accept that yes, because of this dirty instrument, the infection has gone into the patient's body. I should be accountable. So similarly, a professional has to be accountable for his or her mistakes. Should be ready to rectify it in the future. One thing you must have observed, suppose a plumber has come to your house and just to rectify some plumbing problem, and the plumber does not have pipe wrench. Electrician has come to your house, he does not have tester. Or you as a clinician have gone to somebody's house to see a sick patient, you do not have a stethoscope. What will happen? Will you be called as a professional? Or you have opened, suppose some lawyer comes in, he has opened his bag, briefcase, and all the things they got down onto the floor. They are not well organized. So, as a professional, you need to be very well organized. Number one, and not even at your home place, but at workplace, everything should be tidy, should be kept separately in the classified manner. All the gadgets which are required for your skill work, they should be in proper order. Suppose anesthetist is going to give anesthesia to a person and he puts in a laryngoscope and that laryngoscope bulb is not lighting, what is going to happen? So that means what is the duty of an anesthetist? To be a good professional, beforehand that anesthetist should have checked whether the laryngoscope is working or not. There should be no clutter. It should always be removed. My dear friends, one thing which I am going to tell you, you all understand that you should have proper attire, proper dressed, well dressed. And that dress should be according to your situation. Suppose you are going to a hospital as a doctor. You should go in a proper attire, wear apron, wear good clothes, clean looking clothes. You cannot go in jeans and t-shirt. Will you look like a doctor? Or else, suppose I am a student, I am going to my class with sports shoe, with jeans and t-shirt or with skirt or shabby clothes? Will I be professional in my student life? No. Similarly, a teacher goes like this. He is not very well dressed. Hairs are all shabby. That means what? If army person is going or a police person is going without uniform, will he or she will be professional? No. So you have to take care of your attire. In the business, in the corporate sector, they take a special care of their professional attire. They have got suits, professional dress, or else you must have heard about the formal pant and the informal pant. So whenever the situation is informal, suppose you are going to a party, yes, you can afford to wear kurta pajama, you can afford to wear jeans and t-shirt, but not at the workplace. So that attire, that dress should be appropriate when you are working as good professional. You have to regulate your demeanor by yourself. Whatever character, whatever things you are following, you are your self-regulator. As I told you, you have to stay professional, whatever virtues we have talked about. Under pressure also. It is not that when the atmosphere is congenial, you are working well. If the pressure has come into you, then you are not working well. No, it's not. You should be working well all the time, irrespective of any pressure from outside. Should respect all the persons who are working around you. Your patients are coming to you, your clients are coming to you. You should talk very respectfully. You are talking to your colleagues, your boss, even in your home also. You can talk very respectfully to your colleagues or your family members. You should have high degree of emotional intelligence. We often keep on talking about intelligence, the intelligence quotient. I am talking about the emotional quotient. Emotionally, you should feel attached with your client or patient. That is very important for a good professional. Suppose I am in a problem, I have gone to another person and the person does not pay any heed to me. Then that fellow will not be professional. So whenever you are working at your workplace, you should have proper emotions for your person to whom you are going to provide service. Never ever give a bad impact day on any fellow. I have gone to my office, I have talked to so many, and I have scolded a person just out of my say frustration, or to my client or to my patient. I will not be professional. That fellow should go with good note from my hospital. Whatever the situation is, it is your expertise to maintain your poise. You have to keep your mind calm, stable. You have to do work. There are stressors, there are some moments when you will feel irritated. But you have to learn that yes, we have to keep our poise. Phone etiquettes are very important. Often we forget. The phone etiquette, suppose somebody is ringing me up, I should pick up the phone, and if I am busy, I should tell very politely, look here, at the time I am in meeting, I will call you again, and I should not forget to call that person. Suppose I am calling someone, I must first of all introduce myself. I am Mr. So and so. I want to talk to you. Can I talk to you right now? That we do not follow. I say, hello Mr. Ramesh, see I have got this problem. Mr. Ramesh is not in a position to listen to you. First of all, confirm. And whenever you are talking to any person, you should be very polite and very crisp also. If you are writing an email, nowadays it is a era of email or any letter, then you should be, again, your written correspondence should be very polite, very ethical, very professional. I must tell you, many of you may not be knowing that when you write or type in bold, especially with caps lock, it's like shouting at anyone. You should not use that sort of language whenever you are writing an email. No, you should not. It's not a good etiquette. There is one proverb, think before you ink. So always, whenever you are writing any email, any application, any letter, think twice, thrice. Just mind your language, just take that your writing tone is very good. As you have taken care while you are speaking the paraverbal, again the written language should be in a very polite manner. You have to be firm. You have to raise your points well at the right time, in the right manner. But yes, you should be polite while you are writing. Whenever you are having any problem, the professional should not think a supreme boss in his or her own field. Whenever he or she is in a problem, should take help from others. Should not hesitate. And always learn from others. The learning is lifelong process. See, as a good professional, you have to keep on learning new knowledge as well as new virtues from others also. This should be the habit. My dear friends, I try to convey few virtues which are most important when you want to be a good professional and you wish to be respected by all in the society. Just to summarize, I must say that you have to have good knowledge and build expertise. Always remember, sharpen the saw. You know the sharpen the saw story which I told you just now. You have to just improve your skill daily. Develop emotional intelligence. Feel attached with the person, with the client, with the patient to whom you are working with, even to the colleague. You have to honor the commitments. Maintain your time. Be polite. Take care of proper communication, whether it is written or verbal. Be organized, and you should be in appropriate attire. Over and above, you should be available. You should be punctual. Suppose I am having very good knowledge. I am very skillful surgeon, but I am not available. Not available to anyone, or not available during my duty hours. Will I be professional? No, I will not be professional. So all these things are important. This is basically a package which a person should have, which a good professional should have, irrespective of any profession. And this profession can be, as I told you, from the health professionals including doctors, nurse, paramedic, technicians, lawyer, architect, chartered accountant, or even the persons who are working like electrician, AC mechanic, anybody. It is not that you are having a big degree, big titles in front like PhD, FICS, FACS, like it is not going to make you good professionals. You may not be having any degree, but you can professionally behave following all the virtues which I have just discussed. Mind you, a true professional following ethics is most respectful person of the society. You must have observed. Anybody who has taken care of all those character, all those virtues while working with you, having good knowledge, good skill, good attitude, punctual, available, humble, polite, firm, you will go to that fellow again. You will have a good bonding and you will respect that fellow. I want all of you to be a good professional. Thank you. Thank you very much. I request you to please like, subscribe, share my channel and definitely watch it regularly. Thank you again for listening to me.